In this video, we're going to be going over an internal rotation mobilization for the hip in the 90-90 position, and then we're going to be following that up with an isometric movement path to improve your hip abduction and external rotation. And so for the passive stretch or the internal rotation mobilization, you're going to get into the 90-90, and we're going to be mobilizing the trail leg. So you're going to take, we're going to start with the left leg behind you, right leg in front of you. You're going to take your left hand, put it behind you, and lean back as you point your chest towards your back knee. And from here, you should feel a really good stretch across the inside of that trail hip, in this case, the left hip. Now, a couple of options. Some of you might be very stiff, so I encourage you to use your hands and lean back. And some of you might be very flexible. So if you feel no stretch here, think about dropping your left butt cheek to the ground, your left glute, or you can get a little bit more vertical as you rotate back towards your foot. And that's going to close off the range of motion in the hip, and you'll notice you'll get a much deeper stretch. So we're going to take this, we're going to take a big breath in, and as we exhale, we melt away. When we go a little deeper. So we're doing this for 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Every breath, every exhale, you're just trying to go a little deeper. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Drop that glute to the ground to get a deeper stretch. Inhale, exhale. And let's just do 1 more. Inhale, exhale. Good. So now we're going to do or work the isometric movement path into the next 90-90. You're going to keep your hands behind you. If you're advanced, you can do this with no hands. I'm going to keep my hands behind me because I like to keep the tension in my hips and not have to worry about my stability or my position. You can do the same or not use your hands. So you're going to take your left foot, you're going to start to flatten it out as you start to lift your left knee off the ground. And your right knee is going to stay on the ground. And now you're going to open up as far as you can tolerate. So if you look up and you see me, my foot is flat on the ground and my knees are apart, but my right knee is still down. And from here, I'm going to start to push, maximize my ability to push my knees out. Then I'm going to let my right knee come off, but I'm going to push out as hard as possible throughout this transition. You're pushing, and you're rolling over to your left hip. Adjust your hands if you need to. Push your left knee down towards the ground. Delay your right knee from coming in as long as possible. As you can see, I'm really trying hard to push my knees apart. Drop your left knee, and then the right knee follows. And we are in the next 90-90. So from here, we're going to work passive internal rotation for the right hip. You're going to take your hands, put them behind you or not, and just face your back knee and look for a good stretch in your right hip. We're going to take 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, melt away. That's 1. Inhale, exhale. That's 2. Inhale, exhale. That's 3. We got 2 more. Inhale, exhale. That's 4. And last breath. Inhale, exhale. And that should have allowed you to get really deep into that right hip. From here, we're going to work another transition back into the next 90-90. You're going to open your right knee, flatten your right foot, drop your pinky toe to the ground. Once you hit that barrier, you're going to pause. You're going to take a big breath in. And on the exhale, push your knees apart, Now start to lift your left knee off the ground. Squeeze your knees apart, or push them apart, sorry. And then continue to transition, but Don't stop pushing your knees apart. Keep fighting. Delay the left knee from coming in as long as possible. Push their right knee down. Once your right knee is on the ground, then you can start to let that left knee follow. And you are back where you started, with your left leg behind you, right leg in front of you. So we just worked on passively mobilizing or stretching internal rotation in the 90-90, and then we followed that up with an isometric movement path from one 90-90 to another, maintaining max effort hip abduction and external rotation. What I encourage you to do is rewind this video, play it back 1 or 2 more times, and that should be a very solid hip mobility sequence. And feel free to plug this in with any of my other videos or any other lower body exercise you like to do. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.